Victory or death!
Victory or Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full episode review. And today, I'm going to be watching Hélène et les garçons. Okay, I have practiced so long to pronounce that French title. This is a French sitcom that premiered in 1992. The only reason why I'm watching this is because it was highly recommended by one of my fans on my channel who is now a member of my Discord. So thank you, Lazar. And we are going to watch this show. I have no idea what it's about. I don't know who's in it. This is way out of my realm. I don't think I've ever watched a French TV show before, have I? I don't know. That's something to think about while we're watching this. I don't. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a French television show before. There's quite a few actors I think I know that are French, but no, never that. So yeah, this is a sitcom. It is 22 minutes and 3 seconds long. I have no idea what they're gonna say. There's no subtitles where I'm watching this on YouTube, so this is actually awesome because generally, especially since I've watched so much TV, what I like to do now is to either watch a TV show with either no sound or only with sound and no visuals. And if something can kind of entice me to keep watching, whether if it sounds, certain voices, or a visual of emotions being displayed on screen, then I'm all for it. So hopefully I can. Well, I'm gonna read the synopsis while this episode's playing, and then I'm gonna just try to just go with, I guess, characters' emotions and facial, emotions and whatnot. So yeah, with that said, let's get into it. So if you want to watch this episode along with me, I will be watching this on YouTube. I don't know if I can put a link to it below in the description, but it's so easy. Just type in the title of it and just copy and paste it on YouTube search, and it's right there. There's like a whole playlist of it. So with that said, we're going to get started with this episode. This is episode 1, season 1. And the episode is called Les Rencontres. Something like that. Hopefully, I will be able to pronounce something during this episode. So, we're going to start this episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think Lazar was really talking about the theme song of the show as if it's something to be amazed by. We're going to see if it's amazing or not. Okay, so I looked up the English meaning of the show, and it means Helen and the boys. Okay, there's Helen. Nicholas. Okay, at least some of it's like in English. Cathy. Oh, she's not a boy. David. Okay, I'm a little confused. Are these... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, is it... Their names are in English, but they're in France or Paris or somewhere in France. It's whatever. All right, I'm going to read the synopsis so I can get a sense of what's going on. Hélène shares her college room with Cathy and Johanna. One day, the 3 friends meet 3 young men who share a college room and play in a rock band together. Hélène and her friends will know love and heartaches, laughs, and drinks. Okay. Well, they're totally dressed as if it's a 90s sitcom. Do I know anyone that speaks French? I don't think I do. So apparently this show has like a bunch of spin-offs from it. And I believe what I read, this show is a spin-off of something else. It's interesting. She's really pretty. I've always I like women with short hair, but it's like it has to be a particular woman that can pull off the short hair because some women can't do it, or at least in my opinion, she can pull it off. Or I need to see a better look at her, but so far she can pull it off. In 2022, this would be sexual harassment. Some things you just can't put in a sitcom anymore. Okay, so apparently they're in their early 20s. College. I wonder what they're studying. It would make sense if there was an American here. They're in college, right? People study abroad all the time. Yeah, she's really pretty. I tend to see French women with short hair like that. You know what? Speaking of French women, one of my favorite actresses ever, who's only been in one movie, is French. She's Japanese. She's half Japanese and half French. Um, if you like to see what she looks like, I actually reviewed a movie that she was in called "Who Am I," which stars Jackie Chan, and that is on my channel. So you can watch that. She is the actress named Michelle Ferry. Uh, she plays the character Christine Stark. She looks absolutely incredible. I'm till this day I'm so mesmerized how beautiful she looks. And she looks great even now. Actually, I should look it up. Just look her up on Instagram. This is an interesting sitcom, especially from the fact they haven't moved from a location yet. It's just talking heads, which is very interesting. Even Boy Meets World, and we're talking about American sitcoms at this point. Even like Boy Meets World, To Sister Sister, Saved by the Bell, and especially Saved by the Bell because this reminds me of Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell always changes its location, you know. Even though it was always nearly all the time it was at a school, they would be in a classroom, the gym room, the bathroom, the science classroom, uh, the cafeteria, the diner. They always went to this diner. So I think that's very interesting that this show, we're about almost 6 minutes in and it's still, they're still at this cafe place. She's really pretty. The more I keep looking at her, the more I like her. But I wonder what her character is. I feel like okay, so because I'm watching, I'm like seriously watching. Oh, she's pretty too. Um, if I were to make a guess on what's happening in the conversation they had, I'm pretty sure they all talked to her because they thought she was lovely and very pretty. And then she says that, oh, I'm a student at the university, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, we also go to the university. She's like, yeah, I'm having trouble looking for a room or something like that, right? And then they're like, oh, yeah, that's too bad. And now I think they're like, wait, what if we move in with her or something like that? I don't know. I could be way off with this. Shout out to these actors. They're kind of really doing a lot with nothing. This show isn't really like the production, the budget. It's not really giving much for these actors to work with, and they're really just kind of just feeding off of each other, really. And even though I don't know what these three guys are saying, they're kind of playing off of each other pretty well. Like it doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel awkward at all. Oh, now I remember. I have seen a French movie before. It's like half French, half English. It's called The Science of Sleep, which is definitely a movie I want to review. Freaking fantastic film. Absolutely love it. It's about a guy from Mexico moves to France to be closer to his mom, and he got accepted to a job out there as like a graphic designer or whatever. And his neighbor, this French woman, he develops a crush for her, but he is such a unique human being that he has trouble distorting fantasy from reality. So at times, like stuffed animals come to life, pillows, or like, just different things come to life. He sees clouds in his room. He believes he's like in a snowstorm when it's cold outside. Like, and the premise of the movie is about him trying to communicate and show this woman that he has a crush on how he sees the world and if she can see it that way along with him. Very unique film. Very unique. Very cool. Um, Another French movie that I own that I never seen, but I own it because I know that I'm gonna love it. But for years I just never watched it. Is Emily, Amelie or Amelie? I think it's called Emily. Um, I know it's highly regarded as like a great film. I think it actually won an Oscar for best like international film, which doesn't mean anything, right? What Oscars don't know anything, but I heard the film is amazing. Okay, so that is Helene or Helen, or right, the one with the blazer jacket on. It's so funny that this show would run on for so long and have so many spin-offs and nothing is really happening. You know what I mean? It's just talking heads. Like, and I guess again, maybe this is like a subgenre of TV shows and how they do sitcoms in France when it's just people in a room and the room has like a theme. So this is a bedroom. Where they were before is like a gym, and then where they were before that is like a cafe, and they just talk. That's it. They just talk. Rather as, and I know this is like don't compare it, right? But like Cyber Girl, Ocean Girl, there's a lot of shit happening. There's a lot of things happening. Even the sitcoms here in America, there's a lot of stuff happening. Like I was even watching the Jamie Foxx show. If any of you have ever seen that, um, one episode I was watching was because the whole show is about them working in a hotel, right? And all the different situations they come with. One episode, it was like an art auction was happening. So the art piece got stolen, and it became like a big mystery of them trying to figure out who did it. And although they kind of stayed in the same location, characters are moving around. They were jumping up and down. They were like fighting each other, moving. There was like range of emotion, physical humor. There's just stuff happening. There's no physical humor with this. It's like you have to know the language in order to get the humor. And I can tell there's jokes. And that's mostly because of the laugh track. Which, by the way, um, I might be alone in this opinion. Well, I can't be alone because I truly feel people feel this way. I think sitcoms would be a lot better if they didn't have a laugh track. There's some sitcoms that just downright should not have a laugh track. There's a really good British show that I absolutely love called Black Books. So funny. But the laugh track almost ruins it. Like it doesn't need a laugh track. The show is just funny as it is. I have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, here's an interesting conversation. What is like your favorite language? Um, my ex girlfriend used to speak. Well, she didn't used to speak, but she can speak Italian. Like she's fluent in Italian. She wouldn't often speak it to me though, unless I'm like, "Hey, speak Italian to me." Like I want to learn. I love Spanish. Love women who can speak Spanish. And I think like my favorite language, like just in general, to hear people speak. Um, I love any type of Chinese language, like Shanghainese. That's pretty cool. I don't know. French never really. I kind of have no feelings towards it because us Americans, what we know about France is like it's just supposed to be romantic. That's kind of like the stereotypical thing that we're all taught. The Eiffel Tower, the food. It's like such an old, place to live that they keep all their antique buildings and because it has so much history and all that stuff. Um, yeah. My parents actually went to France a few years ago. I didn't go. I don't know why. I just didn't. I heard French people don't like Americans, or they don't like when they have to speak English to Americans. I heard they don't like that. At least that was my family's experience. So this girl in the white sweater, she is really pretty when she has her hair in a bun. She should keep it like that, like in a ponytail or anything that her hair is not down. I love how the extras are like there in the background, but they're not even speaking to each other. Okay, so thus far, and this, I mean, we got like 7 more minutes. Thus far, the difference that I can tell, or here's this. Here's the similarities between French sitcoms and American sitcoms that I can just tell off rip. One, nothing but attractive people. That's just it. Attractive people. Two, the sceneries are the same. The plots are basically pretty much the same. Uh, the differences between them, one, well, the biggest one is the culture. The culture is a lot different. And I'm sure French people value different stuff than what Americans value at certain ages. Right. So, like, thus far, none of these characters really feel like they're college students. Like, none of them. Wait, what is he pouting for? She's pretty. She could pull off the short hair, too. I don't know why this is called Helene and the Boys. There's clearly two other women. Just call it Hélène and Friends. I like her. I like her. I like her the most. She has energy. At least she has energy. The other women are kind of like, they're just there. They just smile and tell jokes. I want to learn how to speak French. I just want to know how to say certain words. Okay, she can play. It's probably fake, but that's nice. Is the crowd like clapping? You know what? This would be a dope sitcom if it was about like actual music. Like them like really making a band and trying to like make music and then still like it's a comedy. They have to go through school. Why even say they're college students when you literally you don't even see them in a college atmosphere? Hey, I know that movie poster that's in the background. I just realized that. I forgot what that movie's called. I know it though. Yeah, the girl in the yellow has the most energy. She has the most energy out of everybody, actually. Like everything she's saying, she's moving her body. Okay. Who's that? So weird. It's just like they're just in places. You know what I mean? Like this, where they are, it doesn't feel like a home. Like obviously it's a home, but it doesn't feel like that. I think that's where the show kind of really lacks. It's the personality. It doesn't have any personality, right? Like if they're in college, if these two are in college and they live in this home, I don't know if it's like a group home or maybe it's their parents' home and they live there. I want it to feel like someone in their 20s lives there. Maybe have like a sweater on the sofa, like on a couch, you know, um something messy, like something like a music playing or something. I don't know. It just looks so stale. All right, that's the episode. Um, maybe this theme does fit this show, just because there's really nothing happening. All right, that's it. What else to say about it? I kind of went over like everything. Oh, excuse me. I wish I had someone who grew up with this show and just grew up with French culture to explain to me what's the appeal to this, right? Because now I can kind of understand why French shows or most of a lot of other shows don't really get broadcast over here in America unless it's like insanely popular. Whereas there's a lot of American TV shows, even the stuff that's not popular, that would be broadcast over there in France, Spain, all over UK, all over Australia, all over everywhere, because we make so much. Not only we make such a quantity of TV shows, but they're all different from each other most of the time, and they all have like a personality to it, and they're unique in its own way. This show, Hélène et les Garçons. See, now I forgot how to pronounce that name. This show just really feels very bland. Very bland. It's as if like a group of college filmmakers have access to an actual film set, and they didn't change anything to it. They didn't add anything. They just filmed in it and left it as is. That's kind of what it feels like. But who knows? Maybe there's more personality in episode 2 or season 2 or whatever. I'm sure a lot of people grew up to the show and end up loving it. Okay, I'm going to read the comments, which that is a bad idea because I can't pronounce anything because it's all in French. Yeah, every single comment is in French. A lot of people are loving it, though. There's a lot of comments. Over 1.5 million views. So people really do love this, I guess. Or it's very nostalgic to them, which is very cool. Very awesome. So yeah, that is the review of Hélène et les Garçons. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I feel like I did it the first time. I have like a translator thing on my phone that I practice with. That was episode 1, Le Rencontre. Yeah, that's the episode. So Starfighters, if you want to recommend another episode for me to watch, please go on my Discord and do so. For now on, I'm going to just tell people, if you want to recommend something, it has to be on my Discord. So follow the community, the Starfighter community. So yeah, that's the episode. And yeah, maybe I'll watch another one. Maybe not. But until then, victory or death, Starfighters.
Victory or death!